yet.
Now you get SportsCenter, and Wednesdays for winners. We had a few of them, including this guy. DeMar DeRozan put the Spurs on his back in the fourth quarter. San Antonio had been down 16, but that's what DeRozan actually scored in the fourth. He finished with 30, and the Spurs beat the Timberwolves 111-108. The Knicks beat the Bulls 107-103, and Julius Randle just stuffed that stat sheet. 27 points, 6 rebounds, and 6 assists. He has the most 25-5-5 games by a Knicks player in a season since David Lee back in 09 and 10. Bradley Beal finished with 32 points for the Wizards. He'd scored 333 points on the road this season, the fourth most through a player's first 9 road games since the NBA-ABA merger. Only James Harden and Michael Jordan have had more. The Wizards actually beat the Heat, by the way. And then the Clippers improved to 6-0 following a loss. They beat the Cavs 121-99 behind 36 from Paul George. He took 9 3-pointers and made 8 of them. And oh, by the way, he also got trash talked by Jared Dudley. And yeah, you might be wondering what Jared Dudley has done other than, I don't know, stay in the NBA for 13 years and ride some coattails to an NBA title. Thank you, LeBron. But Dudley says the Lakers spent time in the NBA bubble wondering what Paul George has done in his career, and apparently that fired them up.
God bless him. God bless you, Jared Dudley. I don't know what it is. Dudes love throwing my name and stuff, but God bless you, Jared. Next question.
Back on December the 23rd, George led the Clippers past the Lakers with 33 points. Now, his 33 points were the third most in his season opener by a Clipper since the team actually moved to L.A., and the most since Blake Griffin dropped 33 in the Clippers' 2015-16 season opener. Jared Dudley, by the way, has scored 3 points this entire season.
Just 3 days away from Super Bowl 55. Patrick Mahomes is looking for a repeat on 2 fronts now. Of course, there's a Super Bowl title on the line and a chance for Kansas City to become the first repeat champ since Tom Brady and the Pats did it in the early 2000s. But a repeat also for what the Chiefs did to the Bucs secondary in the regular season matchup as well, where that KC speed was on full display.
Having those guys that are physical, but they're also extremely fast, it puts defenses in dangerous spots. I mean, when they want to bring pressure, and you see how we do so well against pressures, is because I can get the ball out of my hand quickly, and these guys can make plays happen. And so, I mean, it's something where it makes defenses really have to second guess what they want to do in order to stay on top of guys like Tyreek and McCole and all these other receivers that we have. And it opens up the field for guys underneath. It's something that really is a big part of our offense.
SportsCenter on the road now. Presented by Rocket Mortgage. Joining us from the Tampa Bay area is Monday Night Football analyst Louis Riddick on SportsCenter AM. And Louis, we just heard Patrick Mahomes talking about the speed and the physicality of his pass catchers. They're a tough team to even get into third and long situations. But when you watch the tape there, what stands out to you about the way Mahomes and the offense operates?
Well, Randy, what stands out, especially in these third and long situations, number one, first and foremost, they're converting at a 40% clip, which is almost double what the league average is on third and long, meaning 3rd and 7+, which is just insane. And really the reason why is because of the speed that Patrick is talking about, his ability to process quickly at the line, and the ability of his receivers to win at the line of scrimmage. Watch Tyreek Hill here. We're going to zoom in on him. Watch how quickly he wins at the line of scrimmage. I mean, he's gone. If he's even, he's leaving. You hear that moniker used all the time in football. And then just watch how Patrick quickly dissects the coverage, manipulates the middle of the field safety, and then puts the ball exactly where it needs to be. And by this point, Tyreek is already open down the field. Here's another later in the game, 3rd and 8 type of situation, where this time he's looking left, trying to hit Sammy Watkins on what they call a little bit of a sail route. But he doesn't see it, and he doesn't see that it's open. And you see here Travis Kelce coming open on the deep in route across the middle of the field, and his ability to win one-on-one situations at the line of scrimmage, at the move point. And when you have that kind of combination, it's just tough to defeat this team.
Chiefs were 6 for 12 on third downs overall in the regular season matchup in Tampa Bay. Meanwhile, tonight, 9 p.m. Eastern on ESPN, it's the newest 30 for 30 documentary, Al Davis versus the NFL. Long-suffering Raiders fan, I'm going to watch this thing. I'm going to love it. And I know you're fired up, too, because you played for the Raiders in 1998. What's your favorite Al Davis story from your time with the team?
Yeah, it's a real personal one. We had just gotten back from training camp up in Napa, and I was living in Dublin, California, over in the Valley at the time with my wife. She was pregnant with our first child. and I got a phone call from the Oakland headquarters, and it was Al Davis's secretary, and she said, "Lewis, you're going to be around in the next 15 minutes. Mr. Davis would like to talk to you." And I literally sat there, and my jaw hit the floor going, am I getting cut? Like, I just got back from camp. I didn't do anything.
Yeah.
So I kind of sat there, and my wife looked at me like, hey, well, let's just wait to see what happens. The phone rings 15 minutes later. It's his secretary again. She says, are you ready to talk to Mr. Davis? I said, sure. I got on the phone, and he just talked for about 15 to 20 minutes about how important it was that I continued to play the way I played all during training camp, because that's how Raiders play, how proud he was to have me on the football team, that I embodied a lot of the things that he looks for in guys who had been on a few different teams but were still hungry to try and prove themselves. And for the rest of the year, every time I saw him in a locker room after a game, he was always just very nice to me, and I'll never forget it. I mean, this guy's an icon, clearly.
Yeah, we're going to listen. There's going to be a generation of NFL fans that learns about Al Davis tonight, 9 p.m. Eastern on ESPN. Louis Riddick, we appreciate the memory on SportsCenter AM.
SportsCenter on the Road is presented by Rocket Mortgage.
Coming up, this play, LaMelo behind the back to Miles Bridges for the windmill slam. Is there a better play? Top place